Hello, in this video I'm going to build and paint the Jagdpanzer 38 or 38T Hetzer early production in 1/35 scale from TAKOM. It is apparently a limited edition kit with, it says here, full interior. We'll get back to that later. Since I started building model kits, I wanted to build this tank because it's so typical boxy. I really like the design. It was probably not built for the aesthetics but for efficiency, but I like it. The detail in this kit is really good. Some of it will be lost due to my sometimes a bit sloppy paintwork, but hey, it's fun to make. Let's build. The construction of this kit is fairly straightforward. Sometimes the fit isn't that positive, but there were never issues of misalignment or having to get parts back apart. Also, the tank has not much extras on top of it. You can of course load it with a lot of stowage, but I did not do that in this case because I wanted to keep the simple lines of the tank visible. And I did something else I wanted to do for a long time, which you will see later when I'm painting it. Painting it in oxide red. I don't know if that is a typical primer color, but I saw that on some other builds on YouTube, especially one from Night Shift I really liked, so I had to give it a try as well. I'm giving the turret some extra texture to let it look a little bit more like cast iron. And it sets the cast iron a little bit apart from the other metal sheets. I don't know if it had the effect it needed in the end. And this is where I got a little bit confused. The manual, as you can see here, says full interior. Let's flip through the manual real quick, and there is no interior. There are some parts for the interior, like a lot of ammo to put inside, but nothing about it in the manual. And also no radio equipment, no seats for the crew, nothing of that. So I don't understand why it says full interior. That was a bit disappointing. It was disappointing, but in the end I was still planning on keeping everything closed, so you wouldn't see anything at all. So I have a few spare parts, a lot of ammo to use in other projects. I've never made these kind of tracks before. All the tracks I've built until now were just rubber tracks or vinyl, I don't know the difference. But you only have to glue them at one spot, wrap around the wheels and glue them on one spot. But this I had to glue a lot of single tracks into one large one. It went okay, just be aware it fits properly before you glue something. Gluing up the back of the Hetzer with a lot of separate doors to the engine compartment. Because I don't have an airbrush, I prime the whole tank with a spray can. In this case with Tamiya primer oxide red. From now on I'll paint the tank with brushes and sponges. And I really like brush painting. Many of you asked why I don't get an airbrush. And if I do get an airbrush, I won't be turning back to brush painting. Well, the point is I'm hesitant to get an airbrush because of a few things, because of the noise it makes, because of I use a lot of lacquer paints, so I need a real good air or chemical extraction, and I'm not looking forward to cleaning up the airbrush every time. Cleaning up a brush is really simple. I just dip it in some thinner and the brush is clean very quick. And if I see some other YouTubers explaining how to clean an airbrush, I'm a bit hesitant trying that. Or making the investment and eventually not use it. So that's not for me now. So this is actually the base layer of the tank, most of it in oxide red and a few parts in German yellow and one part in olive drab as a kind of spare parts. And later on in the process I will be chipping them, weathering them to blend them all together. I'm not following a specific camo scheme, so my idea here was that I will use the German markings, but I wanted to overpaint them and put some other decals on top of them. So here I'm darkening the red a little bit because the color wasn't quite right. And I'm trying to make two effects, one of them over painting the markings, and the other effect is a bit of color variation. And these are the other decals I was talking about. I used some decals from the Prague 1945 decal set. I really like the white on this oxide red paint. And this is a decal sheet I designed myself. It's just water slide decal paper from TAKOM for laser printer. And I recreated a lot of decals from machining career kits or my own, like the 74 or the RSG. Just a lot of decals I liked, I recreated, and now I got a whole sheet of them. Yoo-hoo! And one thing to look out for with these homemade decals is that when, at least my experience, when you put them on, they will not move or you will destroy them. So as you can see here, I try to move it with a toothpick and my finger, but I don't dare. So I just try to get the position right in one go. And also this layer of decals gets some chipping, otherwise the white is really stark and clean. Putting on the shurtsen and leaving off 2 of them, 1 on each side. This is always a scary technique, the oil dot filter, because every model you do this with first looks like straight out of a circus, like it's a clown tank. But if you keep at it and keep removing paint that only a shimmer of color remains, then it works really well. So you really have to have faith in that the end result will be good. This was these strange white spots. I think it's a result of me not letting the oil getting out of the paint. As you can see here, it's the exact same spots where I dotted. It's a good reminder to let the oils out of your paint, oil paint. Let them soak on a piece of cardboard. So I had to come back with some more chipping with a sponge and a light pass with a brush to get rid of those white stains. Some panel lining. In this process you always start out trying to make it as clean as possible, so you don't have to clean up as much. But in the end it will get pretty messy. And that is not a bad thing, but only more work for the cleanup afterwards. And here I'm using a rust effect from Vallejo. It had a funny effect, it was bubbling. I don't know what happened there. I had some acrylic paint from Tamiya under it, but also in the dish I put it. It was bubbling. I've never seen that before. If anyone can tell me what this is and why, or if anybody else had that kind of effect before, please tell me. This wasn't the first time I used the pencil to make these bare metallic parts more shiny. I do sometimes forget that if you have to spray a clear coat over the model, the effect will be gone. So you will have to do this if you don't have to spray a clear coat anymore. And I'm painting here these lights, green and red lights, indicators. I've seen them on reference pictures, but I've got no clue where they are for. Maybe someone can tell me. I liked the small detail, so I painted them. Some grease, oil grease or engine grease, maybe a little bit too thick, but hey, who knows what happened. Maybe some crew member was really sloppy. And that was my build. It was a fairly simple build, but I really liked the painting. It was a bit of a back and forth, a few errors, a few fixes, but in the end, yeah, I liked the result. I hope you liked it. I will be working on my next model, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye. Doei.